Hello superstars, nice to have you back learning with us today. My name is Shani. How did you go reading or writing some of our words from our last lesson? Let's read them again one more time. Jam, jug, jump, jet, jest, jig. Did you put some of those words in a sentence perhaps? Or maybe you used your letter tiles to build some of those words. For today's lesson, you're going to need something to write on, something to write with, your listening ears, and your letter tiles if you have them with you. Today, we are going to use all of the phonemes and letters that we have learnt so far to read and write words. But first, let's change some syllables in words to make new words. Are you ready? Our first word is helpful. What word? Helpful. Change help to use, and the new word is useful. That's right. Our word is useful. What word? Useful. Change use to pain, and the new word is painful. Yes, good job. The word is painful. What word? Painful. Change pain to thank, and the new word is thankful. Great job, everyone. You're getting really good at that. It's time to do our alphabet now. I have our letters here. Remember, I want you to say the alphabet name or the letter name when you see them. Off we go. K, Y, Q, T, S, J. Great job. It's time for skywriting now, so stand up out of your seats. In our last few lessons, we've been learning two new phonemes and graphemes. Our first one is the letter J. What letter? J. Our keyword is jam. That's right. And the phoneme is J. Good job. And this letter name? K. What's our keyword? Kite. That's right. And the phoneme? K. Well done. Let's start off with those when we skywrite this time. Off we go. J, jam, J. K, kite, K. F, fish, F. B, bed, B. S, sun, S. R, rabbit, R. N, nose, N. C, cat, K. O, orange, O. H, hat, H. G, gate, G. L, ladder, L. E, egg, E. D, dog, D. I, insect, I. T, tap, T. A, apple, A. P, pig, P. U, umbrella, A. M, mouse, M. There's so many there now, isn't there? I'm going to clean the words off the board and get ready for our words to read chart. Let's read some of these words together. We'll start off with the first row. Are you ready? The first word, K, I, U, N. Kiln. What word? Kiln. Next word, J, O, U, T. Jolt. What word? Jolt. J, E, S, T. Jest. What word? Jest. The last word, K, A, B. Crab. What word? Crab. Let's read them again from the beginning this time as whole words. Kiln, jolt, jest, crab. Can we do it a bit faster this time? Kiln, jolt, jest, crab. How did you go? It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Let's try the second row now. F, R, O, S, T. Frost. Next word. K, I, U, T. Kilt. What word? Kilt. K, E, U, P. Kelp. What word? Kelp. J-O-G, jog. What word? Jog. Let's read them as whole words this time. Frost, kilt, kelp, jog. This time a little bit faster. Frost, kilt, kelp, jog. I wonder if we can read from the beginning. Let's read the first row and then down to the second row. Are you ready? Kiln, jolt, jest, crab, frost, kilt, kelp, jog. Well done. There might be some of these words that you haven't heard before. Let's have a look. This word here, kiln, is an oven made of bricks. Jolt is another word that you might use for shock. Jest is another word for joke. Crab, we know that they live in the sea. Frost, have you heard of frost before? Sometimes on a really cold morning you might wake up and see frost on your grass outside. Kilt, we've spoken about kilt. That's the tartan skirt that sometimes people wear. Kelp, kelp is a type of seaweed, and jog, that's a slow run. I'm going to ask you some questions now, and I want you to look really carefully at our grid and point to the word. In the first row, I wonder if you can point to the word that rhymes with pest. Remember, rhyming words sound the same at the end. The word is pest. What word rhymes with pest? Does kiln rhyme with pest? No. Does jolt rhyme with pest? No. Does jest rhyme with pest? Yes, that's right. Jest and pest rhyme. In the second row, can you point to the word that means a slow run? Did you find it? Did you point to jog? Great job. In the second row again, can you point to the word k-e-l-p? K-e-l-p. Did you point to kelp? Great job. And in the first row, can you point to a word that starts with j? There might be more than one. Have a look. J. Did you point to jolt? And did you point to jest? There were two words in that first row. Well done. It's time now to use our letter tiles. So if you have them with you, put them out on your table and I'll get mine ready. Today you don't need all of your letter tiles, so I'll show you which ones you need. You need the letter S, you need the letter A, T, I, G, U, K, and J. Can you remember why some of our letters are in red? That's right, they are our vowels. And our black letters here are our consonants. Okay, let's build the word kit. What word? Kit. Let's tap out the sounds in kit. I'm going to use my magnets. K, I, and the last phoneme, t, k, it, kit. What phoneme do you hear here at the beginning? K, it, k. That's right. And which letter do we use to spell k? The letter K. Bring it down and say k. Which letter do you hear here in the middle of kit? K, it. It. That's right. And which letter do we use to spell it? Yes, the letter I. That's our vowel. Bring it down and say it. And the last phoneme, k, it. T. Well done. Which letter do we use to spell t? Yes, the letter T. Bring it down and say t. Let's read that word. K, it, kit. If this says kit, what do we need to do to kit to make it say sit? Listen again. This says kit. Make it say sit. Yes, we need to change the letter K and put in the letter S and say S. Let's read that word. S-it. Sit. If this says sit, make it say s-at. What are we changing? S-at. Yes, we need to change our vowel sound. Out goes the it, and in comes at. Let's read it. S-at, sat. If this is sat, make it say sag. Listen again. Sat to sag. What are we swapping? Yes, the last phoneme this time. We need to take out the T and put in the G. G. Sag. If this says sag, make it say jag. What do we need to swap? Jag. That's right, the first phoneme. Swap it out. What phoneme do you hear in jag? J-ag, j. Which letter do we use to spell j? That's right, the letter J. Bring it down. If this says jag, make it say jug. Listen again. Jag to jug. That's right, it's the one in the middle. It's our vowel sound. Swap out the at, and we need ah. Let's read this word. J-a-g, jug. Great job, everyone. Time to put your letter tiles away, and you're going to need your pencil for the next task. Today, we're going to learn a new tricky word, and our new tricky word is as. What word? As. Listen for that word in this sentence. My dog is as cute as a button. Did you hear the word as? My dog is as cute as a button. Let's tap out those sounds in the word as. I'm using my magnets today. Az, as. What do you hear here, the first phoneme in as? Ah, that's right. We know how to write that. We use the letter A to spell ah. As. What do you hear here in as? Z. That's right. There is a z sound, but in this word, we use the letter S to represent the z sound. This is the part that we need to learn by heart. Sometimes the letter S at the end of a word after a short vowel can say z, as in zip. So let's spell that word together. Let's say the letter names. A-S, as. I want you to pick up your pencil now, and we're going to write it 3 times. Are you ready? Watch me first. A, S, as. Can you do it with me? A, S, as. Again. A, S, as. One more time. A, S, as. Let's read those words. A, S, as. A, S, as. A, S, as. A, S, as. I'm going to put a sentence up on the board now that has this new tricky word. Let's read it together. This is our new sentence. Remember, sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, and there is a space in between our words. Let's have a go. Our first word is one of our tricky words. We know this one, the. That's right. And we have read this word before too. Let's sound it out. K-I-L-N. Kiln. Remember, a kiln is an oven made of bricks. The kiln, this is a tricky word, is. That's right. The kiln is as. Yes, did you see that? That's our tricky word we've just learnt. The kiln is as hot. Hot. Go back to the beginning. The kiln is as hot as the, sound this word out, sun. Back to the beginning. The kiln is as hot as the sun. Let's try it one more time, a bit faster. The kiln is as hot as the sun. In this sentence, we have another one of our tricky words, is. Can you hear that z sound at the end of is? Just like at the end of as, the letter S is making that z sound. Remember, if the letter S is at the end of a word, After a short vowel, it can make the z sound, as in zip. Before we finish our lesson today, let's practice the graphemes that we know. When you see them, I want you to say them. Off we go. J, k, a, l, s, t, it, a, p, m, d, n, g, o, k, r, f, e, h, b. Well done. You know so many now. Before we see each other again, I wonder if you can practice your sentence. The kiln is as hot as the sun. Let me put the other sentences up that we've learnt this week. Let's read our other sentences together. Jim and Jen can jump and jog. And our last sentence, I kept a kit on the desk. You might write some of those sentences. Perhaps you might even put them in a book. Or you could make your own sentence using some of these words. You've done an amazing job learning today, and I can't wait to learn with you again next time. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.